In all total, Cannibal Corpse has been to 52 countries in our career.
I don't ever sit back and think about it like that, but if I really did, it's like, wow, man, we have done a lot.
It's kind of cool. Music brings you to these places.
This is what we wanted to do since we were little.
My only goal when I was a kid was to be in a band. That's all I wanted, and nothing was going to stop me.
I wasn't really sure what I had going on in my head. I just knew that I wanted to play music, and I didn't really realize how big this world is, you know?
I would have never thought I would have seen any of the things I've seen in my lifetime. I just never thought of that.
We are lucky to be here. We bust our ass to get here. We bust our ass playing the shows. The people give us everything back, but it's a two-way street. They give to us, we give to them.
We love to travel. We love to meet new fans and play for people that don't always get to see bands all the time.
It is crazy to think of all the things we've seen throughout our whole touring career, and then what we've seen in just, say, one touring cycle.
It's like a badge of honor. Here's where we were. Here's when we had to leave the hotel. And here's when we had to go to the gig. Here's how much sleep we got. That would give people a lot more perspective on how fucking tough this can be.
We've been touring for Evisceration for almost 2 years. It came out in February of '09. We played all over the world.
I can't even begin to think of how many plays. I don't even know.
That's a question for Alex. He keeps like total track of that stuff.
You know, I sat down and wrote out every country that we played for Evisceration Plague in 2009 2010, and it wound up being a total of 40 countries, spanning 5 continents. We didn't get to Africa or Antarctica, but we got to every other continent.
Played some places we never played before.
You would think we wouldn't have any firsts at this point in our career, but we do have firsts, and there's probably a lot more to come.
Israel for the first time, Turkey.
Malta, we've never been there. You know, we played in Ukraine, which was awesome.
We tried to play there before, but ran into some very serious border problems between the Belarus-Ukraine border. But we finally got to play Ukraine at the Metalheads Mission Festival, and that was amazing. We got to go swim in the Black Sea. Amazing.
You'll never forget, I think, you know, those firsts, especially when they come in the, you know, later in our career like they did.
We did a lot of opening tours, which we've barely ever done, which mostly been headlining for us.
I think it's more fun than a way to play support because you don't have to play as long of a set and there's like less pressure.
I think we saw a lot of people that we never would have seen had we just went out by ourselves.
The first tour that we did was with Children of Bodom. That was the first tour for the album, and we've just been going since.
Then we did another tour opening for Hatebreed on their Decimation of the Nation tour.
We did the Mayhem Festival,
which was a big tour throughout the U.S., and that was with Marilyn Manson, Slayer, Killswitch Engage, a whole bunch of bands.
And we did a tour with Faceless and Obscura Neuraxis, and we did a tour with Dying Fetus and Vital Remains and Devourment.
I would like to count up and see how many shows we played in America. It had to be a lot over the past 2 years.
I think we did at least 4 runs of the United States.
We did a nice long headlining tour with 1349, Skeleton Witch, and Lecherous Nocturne.
In case you didn't know, you're all being filmed tonight for a live DVD.
Trying to choose cities for the live DVD, we wanted to find places where, of course, we have a good following, where the crowds are known to be rowdy.
We chose Albuquerque and we chose Denver.
That's always good for me, you know, being a Broncos fan.
Go Broncos!
Both cities, they've definitely been good places for us in the past since we started touring. Albuquerque was insane the first time. When I played there back in '92, I remember seeing chunks of hair all over on the floor, like big pieces of ponytails with headbands connected to them still. They're just really a rowdy kind of crowd there in Albuquerque.
All right, that's fucking rowdy as hell. That's what we want.
Sick bands. Albuquerque fucking rules.
Same with Denver. It's always just a great vibe, rowdy crowd, full of energy. Always love playing there. It's one of those places, both of them, as a matter of fact, that they're not quiet in between songs. They're still raising hell even in between songs. Like certain places, they kind of take a break while you're taking a break, but they just keep it going.
Thank you, you guys are fucking awesome.
The
played a lot of festivals. We played a lot of huge shows in front of 10,000 people, 30,000 people, and then we played some regular club shows in front of 300 people. And I mean, they're all great in their own way, but I really believe that the club shows and the smaller shows, the places where you're playing in front of the fans, right in front of your face, are the more intense shows. I mean, that's where death metal started.
I think all of us in this band feel more comfortable playing the smaller shows.
Club shows are honestly where Cannibal Corpse feels the most at home.
Everybody's right there. They're not 10 foot away from you. You can hear what everyone's saying, good or bad.
I want what? Yeah. Trying to be evil up here, man. Stop it.
Yes. We will play only one. Nobody tells us what to do.
95% of our shows or more throughout our career have been club shows. That's the kind of band we really are.
Playing these intimate shows are what it's all about, and that's what death metal is.
headlining set. We want every album to be represented, and the main reason for that is that we have fans of each album, first of all, and then second, we worked hard on each of those albums. There's none of them that we think suck and want to sweep under the table.
We have 11 full lengths out, so we figure if we do at least one song, that still gives us 7 or 8 more that are going to be in the set.
You want to do more than one song from your new album.
And then you put the rest of the songs that you think are classics. And then you put a couple of obscure songs in that you haven't played in a while, or just maybe a little less well known than, like Cryptic Stench. People like it, they respond when I say it.
The Cryptic Stench!
We're going to play 18, 19, 20 songs on a headlining show, and then when we're done, we'll go talk to fans, and they're going to go, oh man, you didn't play this, you didn't play that, you didn't play this, you didn't play that.
We knew on this tour that we were hitting some places that we've been to 3 times. For the 3rd time, we have to add some different songs into this set. It's just too much to keep going out there and playing more or less the same set every time.
Doesn't matter what album it's from, doesn't matter how far into the album it is, doesn't matter if it's a fucking single, it's always going to be good because it's all good.
Perverse Suffering, Covered with Sores.
You hear people yelling for all kinds of songs.
It's not the time to kill. Not right now. It's not that time either. Somebody here will get it right if you keep yelling song titles. Eventually, you'll be a winner. Ding, 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 ding.
We're doing 2 different sets, but they just have 3 different songs in them. You go tomorrow, there's a few different songs in the set.
Oh, okay, cool.
Than tonight. Not a lot, but it's like 3.
There's going to be the staples that the fans are going to want to hear. We understand that.
We're never going to get rid of Hammer Smash Face.
Hammer, Smashed Face, and Stripped, Raped, and Strangled are arguably our 2 most popular songs.
Hammer, Smash, Face! She was so beautiful, I hope to kill her!
We took out a few songs that we had in the set list for a while. Fucked with Knife, I Come Blood. They're gone, for a while, never permanently.
We always try to bring back a couple of old songs, switch them out with other old songs that we've been playing for a while.
We added in Scattered Remains, Splattered Brains from the first album.
Yeah, bringing back Scattered Remains, Splattered Brains was a cool thing.
I don't think we played that since maybe 1992 or even 91. That was one of the first ones we dropped.
And Pat's never played it. George never even played that song.
Rob Barrett hadn't even played it, and he joined the band in 93. So that's how long that song has been out of the list.
And I think that's something a little special for the fans too, not just bringing a song back that might have been in the set, a couple of years ago, but bringing back a song that, probably majority of the fans never seen live or anything.
That was pretty exciting for me because I always loved the song.
Rob was like, man, I love this. He really enjoyed playing Scattered, especially the last riff. He's like, that's my new favorite riff right now.
That's more of a classic song, classic Cannibal Corpse song. It's more fun to play, in a way, because you're not dealing with a bunch of notes and a bunch of technical stuff.
Having it sitting right next to other songs that are brand new, it's cool. I mean, you can hear that there has been a progression in our band.
This is from the first Cannibal Corpse album. As a matter of fact, it's the first song Cannibal Corpse ever played live. So all you old school fuckers out there, you're gonna know what it is. And if you don't, shame on you. You should be castrated or have your tits chopped off. Scutter rivers, sputter birds. outside standing around. Make them slam in the pit. Make them suffer.
Getting ready to embark on a pretty crazy European tour.
18 days, 11 shows in, that's not 18 days. That's what I'm charging them for.
Distances are too far between show to show to do tour bus.
At least 8
10.
countries, 9 countries.
Must be 10.
10 countries, yes.
I'm pretty much playing connected dots across Europe through airports. So it's going to be a little hectic, a little challenging.
We have 7 days off, technically, in this whole run of 18 days.
So a lot of these are literally flying in the morning, go to the hotel for an hour so you can drop your bags off and take a shower, go right to the venue and play, come back, maybe sleep for 2 hours, and do a 4 a.m. lobby call to get on a 7 o'clock flight.
It's going to be a lot.
I might die.
This might be the hardest one we've done as far as sleep deprivation.
Sleep's not really written in.
You know, it is what it is. You know, we'll do it. We'll get through it. Poet didn't know it.
I guess we'll just be kept alive by the adrenaline, knowing we're playing some really cool places and cool festivals, and being in some places we've never played before.
We're about to play Istanbul, Tel Aviv, and Malta for the first time.
So those 3 in particular that we've never done before will be very, very cool and interesting just for that reason alone.
I'm looking forward to the shows, but the part of just being tired, it will catch up.
I think we can pull it off. We're going to have to.
On the plane with high expectations in Tampa.
We were supposed to leave at 2:15, right? We left at 2:40. So by the time we got out of Tampa, it was about 3 o'clock, and we were supposed to get in Philadelphia, I think, around 5 or so, and our connection was at 6:15 out of Philly to Brussels.
There was a tornado in Philadelphia, from what we heard, at the airport. A tornado actually touched down at the airport.
Ladies and gentlemen, for anybody that was sleeping, we have diverted to Baltimore to refuel.
Yeah, welcome to Traveling with Cannibal Corpse. This happens to us all the time. I mean, all the time. Flights delayed, missed flights, tornadoes, hurricanes, whatever, you name it.
We did not leave Baltimore till, say, about 10 o'clock.
Day one, yeah. This flight will be just as long as the flight to Europe.
So we sat in the Baltimore airport for a few hours.
It's Cannibal Corpse versus Mother Nature.
Fight the tornado, George.
Tornado, you want to fucking ruin our fight? I'll kill your mother and fucking nail her head back to your dad. You fucking tornado. I'm going to fight Mother Nature. I'm going to go to where Mother Nature lives. I'm going to kick the shit out of her. I'll punch her right in the tits. Just throwing tornadoes and volcanoes at me. I'm just kicking her ass.
That salad pissed you off once at Outback. Salad pissed you off. The salad what, dude?
I was mad.
He lost a fight with the salad. Outback salad beat you up, dude. I was there. I witnessed it.
We were getting out of Baltimore way past the time that our flight from Philadelphia to Belgium had left.
Finally made it into Philadelphia at around 11.
All of our bags went to Belgium, and we were stuck without any clothes.
We had to get in a taxi, drive a good 20 miles to Bensalem, Pennsylvania, and now we sit in this lovely bar in Bensalem, Pennsylvania.
First day of the European tour is over in Philly.
Are we actually going to Brussels? I don't know. We'll find out. You know, we could end up in like Seattle or something.
Like we're going to be finishing up a good 11 to 12 hour journey and then getting right on stage.
Yay, we're going, walking upstairs in Manchester. Here we go. Hello, Manchester.
Where's the gates? Where's our gate? There we go. What gate do we have?
Ladies and gentlemen, very good morning. Your captain speaking. It's my pleasure to welcome you on board this Brussels and I-5 West Brussels.
We're here. It's about 1 o'clock now. We go on stage at 4. And it's about an hour and a half drive.
First day was stressful.
We barely just got our shit up there. You saw we were all having to check our own shit because this is Patty's first day with us, so we hadn't even showed him our stuff.
First day working for Cannibal. At the festival, you arrived right in time.
I played for the first 4 songs with my watch on. That's how quick we went into it. I'm like, okay, ready. I didn't even notice it until I'm like, I'm wearing my freaking watch. I never wear my watch. It's a ritual. I take it off before we start.
That's not really how you want to start, getting off of a plane after traveling and not really getting that great of sleep or anything, and then going right on stage in front of 15,000 people or so, which is about how many people were in the Grass Pop tent. A lot of pressure for everybody, but it came through. Fuck yeah.
I mean, if we can do a show like this with no sleep and running, and just imagine what we can do when we have sleep and time to get our gear in order.
We'll be right back.
guys off to next?
Italy, Torino.
Oh, you guys doing the gods?
Gatto.
Yeah, we just did that yesterday.
Yeah?
It was good, man. Killer. Killer crowd.
What's on the route flight time today? 1 hour and 25 minutes. Weather on the route is quite nice. The weather in Milan at the moment, the temperature of 20 degrees Celsius.
We just landed in Milan, and I think we're driving to Torino. We got like a 2-hour drive, so it's kind of cool. Get to see some Italian countryside. That's our first time doing a summer festival in Italy. We've done some like festival tours that went through Italy, and we've always had a really good time, but we never did a big festival like this.
The longer we've stayed together as a band, we're starting to merge with a lot of other different kinds of bands.
Did you get Udo on tape? Right there behind you. Udo.
Sharing the same stage with different kinds of bands that never thought we would.
We're the only death metal band on this day, really, you know, so it's kind of a lot of classic metal going on.
We were kind of the odd band out, for sure.
Go watch Saxon.
Udo and Saxon and Motorhead, come on, that's like all classic stuff that we were all listening to when we were in junior high.
You know, these are the guys we, you know, grew up worshiping, and here we are sharing the same stage with them. It's incredible.
We feel honored to be up there with people that we look up to so much and have enjoyed their music for decades.
Yeah, it's always killer to see those bands, and they're still going, so that gives me hope. You know what I mean?
From Italy. Dall'Italia. Ciao.
Leaving for Malta.
Flight time will be 1 hour 45 minutes with good weather en route. The weather in Malta is fine and a temperature expected in the region of around 27 degrees Celsius. Thank you.
We're in Malta, wherever this is.
They filmed Popeye in Malta. I don't know how many different towns there are. When we were landing, there was water on both sides.
They play a prison.
Yeah, it's the old English military prison. I guess they used to have a base there.
There's a transport out front for all the gear and the crew, and the band has a limo waiting for you guys.
Yeah. Someday the crew will get a limo.
Don't ever listen to what
the
this
band
guy
will
says.
walk.
Malta, ancient historic island that you don't really hear a lot about. It's absolutely pristine, beautiful, very North African style architecture and kind of vibe to it.
It's like a desert island, you know, it's tropical and desert.
A little bit of an Arizona vibe.
Yeah, it's a lot more like Arizona, but with water, you know, because it's an island. Holy crap, that is awesome.
This would be a place to stay for a couple of days for sure.
Yeah, it's got vacation written all over it.
There's the Maltese family.
Might be just hanging out in a tree over here.
Fly down and peck you in the head.
They are actually the first band playing in this prison.
Yeah! Malta. Beautiful.
We're really happy to have you here in Malta.
Yeah, we're happy to be here. It's so beautiful. And I never thought I'd ever get to come here, let alone play here.
Yep.
You know, so very exciting.
Maybe later we could explore or something.
The prison was used exactly for 100 years, from 1866 up to 1966. This would be a typical cell.
Wow.
For mid-Victorian prison, it was quite cozy, quite comfortable.
Yeah.
What's that?
This thing was shifted and got a little
Get your dinner?
Or, I don't know, or it was just like ventilation.
In all 180 cells, 60 cells in each wing. As you can see, very confined space.
We gotta go in.
So this gotta go in before they are board martialed.
Wow.
Dead men walking.
All you'd have to do is swap back and
That's what you would do. You would do your pacing. Just walking. It's kind of ironic. I'm reading Papillon right now, so I had to come into the solitary confinement.
The prisoners here, for most of the time, it was military guys, right?
The prisoners were from the Army and from the Navy.
Okay, so
and then eventually the Air Force. They also the British Air Force.
Okay, so it would be British military guys that broke the law somehow.
Yeah. Stealing or
whatever.
Insubordination,
treason.
To be playing in the yard of a prison was something we never really did, so that's another thing to check off there.
There's some fucking kids in the front row with some signs giving me some shit about the Horde and the Alliance Warcraft stuff, you know. Right there. That's all you need to know for the Horde.
That's the weakest sign I've ever seen in all the years of touring. The weakest sign ever.
This is a prison!
He's going to jail.
That's the big thing I remember. That's kind of pathetic. Actually, I remember we were walking on the rocks and stuff. It reminds me of Ocean City just a little bit. I mean, it's obviously doesn't have, Ocean City doesn't have all the rocks things, but like that, like spot right there with all the hotels. This place in Maryland is where I'm from. It's like a beach resort area. They have this long boardwalk. It's probably blocks, over 100 blocks at least. Checking out the ocean and then kicking the soccer ball.
Ted.
I almost beat Patty at qualifying.
Let's do it again.
An American almost kicked a soccer ball harder than a German. Come on.
Man, if I would have hit 700, that would have been awesome.
Pre-sold Sodom.
After Malta, we had a day off to get up to Moscow. By the time we got there, it was quite late at night.
We're in Moscow, Russia. It's midnight.
The first time we were here 17 years ago.
And how often after that?
1993, 2004, 2007, 2010, this time here. So obviously it's gotten a little easier to get over here.
And the easy border crossing there, or whatever the hell.
That was the easiest ever. I can now say truthfully that it is harder to get back into the United States than it is to get into Russia. Red Square is one of the coolest places in the world to see, really.
We're on Red Square, thanks to Cannibal.
Just the crew went down to Red Square, and you, so there'll be cool looking shots.
They're missing out. It's a beautiful day. It's fucking amazing. It's incredible. only seen it on TV. Full of tanks on May Day. Fucking mind-blowing. I dig it.
A little bummed that we didn't make the effort to go, but it would have been too tight of a squeeze. We kind of knew that if we went there, we weren't guaranteed to be able to get back on time because we weren't going to be able to go guided. So we were going to kind of have to figure out the metro ourselves.
1, 2, 3, go. The green. Yeah, that's the one. I think we're wrong. That's so wrong. That's red now.
The other station, that's why.
Yeah. Let's go and walk to the other station. There must be at least another entrance. I just don't know how to get to the other one. Let us think. We came out of the first one, then we went down or up? Let's go back. Almost killed me.
I was there in '93 when we first went there, so I already checked that one off.
It's cool to say you were there, you played there, you've seen some things, I mean, more so than a lot of people can say. You'd always love to have more time wherever you go, but we know going into it that we're not going to be able to, see a lot of things.
We get screwed on the timing of everything.
I think we got to leave, don't we?
3:30 for the band in the lobby.
We're leaving in about 20 minutes, so be ready.
Here,
yes.
You heard me. 6:30 in the lobby, bitches.
I'd love to have a day off after each of these shows just to check stuff out before we went to the next place. But that's just not the way it works.
Just go out. If you can see some cool stuff, fine. If you can't, that's just the way it goes.
I'm not really much of a tourist, honestly. I mean, I kind of got that out of my system when I was younger. Like when we first started touring, I was always going and checking stuff out with my camera and taking pictures. And it was cool for a while, but now I'm just pretty much there to play.
The main thing is that we had an amazing show in Moscow.
We are backstage in Moscow. Let's go look at the stage and see what the fans are up to. Follow me. Here we go. Let's see what happens. Here we go.
The chanting tonight in Moscow, like just the crowd noise, was some of the loudest we've heard all year. I mean, it's probably the loudest we had since like the show in Santiago de Chile, or Mexico City. The Moscow show is one of the top 5 shows of this whole tour for us. Like not just this little tour we're doing, but like the whole 2 years of doing Evisceration Plague Tour, and it's a fucking killer show. We're so happy with the crowd. And they were loud between absolutely every song. We played 20 songs tonight, and anytime we took a break, it was loud from the whole time. People were chanting or yelling. Fucking amazing. Loved it.
It's the best one so far, I think. Good sound on stage, and the crowd was awesome.
Getting ready to get on the night train.
Night train, that's coming like a freight train.
We wanted to complete the trifecta of planes, trains, and automobiles.
And I don't really like flying domestically in Russia. It's kind of weird, especially after those terrorists blew up 2 planes at one time.
Worst flight in the entire world I've ever been on was from Moscow to St. Petersburg. It sucked. It was the worst. Absolute worst.
So here we are on the train. We're ready to depart to St. Petersburg.
St. Petersburg, the original, not the one over the bridge from Tampa.
This train is probably what you think, about 92 degrees in here?
Yeah, it's very hot, probably hotter. little stuffy, a little still, but once we get rolling, hopefully it'll be all right. But
we just moved some gear, so we're a little,
when you move it, all that
got
stuff.
a little sweat kicking.
Yeah, we should be all right. But either way, it's still a little warm, but it'll be an adventure, different than the planes, since we're on planes every day.
We get to lie down. You get to lie
we get
down
to sleep, and we can actually get 6-7 hours of sleep if we,
if we really play our cards right.
if it's not so hot, and
if it's hot like this, we ain't
and we don't get
sleeping at all.
robbed, and we're not fighting bandits along the way.
Party raging in here. Look at you guys.
Who's got the fucking beers? Where's the beer room? Where's the beer room? Where's the beer box?
Peach room.
Go get it. That's a bar.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
It's just how you said it.
Ooh, that feels nice.
How you say I say you say
know,
me.
Yes, I know. It did sound quite dicked out.
It was.
I was a little more demanding than asking.
Oh, check this out. Look. Yes, it's fucking hilarious.
Oh, it hurts.
It hurts to laugh now.
Oh, God, it hurts, yeah. Oh, it hurts.
What makes this even funnier is this guy's expression.
See what I started?
Trouble.
Oh, my God, it hurts.
Lots of free time.
We are bored, aren't we?
I made another form of art.
Oh, yeah?
This is pop art. Right there behind Rob.
Looks like a keypad on a gun safe. See that?
I tell you what, you gotta flip it. You gotta frisbee it. Maybe it's getting lint from the carpet. Just gotta get it just right. It took me about 3 times to get that right.
Yeah.
Slap it on there. Ooh. Oh, it's a hanger.
Mine.
I got cheese on my fingers. I gotta go to the damn bathroom.
If we have a little bit of time and everybody's well rested, it is worth going and roaming around St. Petersburg. It's not like Moscow. It doesn't have something quite like Red Square, but it's got its own thing going on. It's an amazing city. Bunch of great buildings in St. Petersburg.
Storm passed
6
through.
inches of water on the ground right now.
Like a total flood.
Okay, serious hail going on right now. It's not scalding either. It's hailing here, St. Petersburg. I don't know if that happens very often or not, but man, it's coming down. Istanbul. We're exhausted. We've been traveling all day. We're going to get a couple hours of sleep, finally, before we play the show. See you in a few hours.
Awesome. Only 2 hours of sleep.
Definitely like to spend some time here, more time than we were able to spend. It's cool, but it kind of sucks because we fly in and 2 hours, we got to leave, go to the festival, then come back, and we're here for an hour, and we got to fly out. So, I mean, it's cool being here to see it for what it is, but there's really not much time to really do much. About a half hour, but maybe 20 minutes, get something to eat or whatever, and head up to the room and get my stuff and head to the festival. Hi.
Hi. What are these?
Saz.
Saz. Turkish instrument.
So I got this one with the pickups in it. It looks like it's got like a Bill Lawrence pickup or a DiMarzio in there. Thank you for playing it. It's awesome. I like the sound of that. Sounds cool.
We are in Istanbul, ready to play for the Turkish fans and people alike, Iraqis, Iranians, a lot of people here that's never seen us. It's going to be great. Let's go look at the front of the crowd real quick before we go on. Come with me.
All right, there we go. We got some crowd footage. There's Raj.
Alles klar.
You guys good?
First show in Turkey at the Unirock Festival here in Istanbul, and it was fucking awesome.
I had a truckload of balls raining down on me today. That's how ballsy it sounded on stage for me. For those guys, not so much balls. A lot of balls on me today.
Because we don't like
Not that I want balls on me, but the truckloads of balls were, it was balls.
The only thing that sucks about it is that we're only here for 12 hours total. We got in the afternoon, around 2, and now it's a little bit after 2, and it's time to head to the airport.
And we play with full force tomorrow in Leipzig. And we'll see what happens, but it should be an interesting night. Sleeping on the airplane, sleeping on the van, in the van, on the van, under the van, in the hotel, on the grass, on the stage.
Yeah, I feel pretty tired.
I feel like I need to sleep.
I need to go to bed.
I'm not tired. I'm exhausted. I think this time I finally lost it.
Are you exhausted or exalted?
I could have slept more, but that's what the plane's for, right?
That's what these fly gigs are all about, man. You see a space big enough to lie down, you lie down.
You just find a spot and hole up there, you know. I've been known to just ball up somewhere in a corner somewhere. I don't care. If I need rest, I'll get it where I have to.
Just open the door and look at Alex.
Amazing.
I thought Alex was dead for a second. Walk into the door, see him sprawled over. What, somebody shoot him and, fell forward?
Played full force last night, and that was in, I'd say, the early evening, probably about 7:50. They had pushed us back a little bit because Germany was playing Argentina in the World Cup, so everybody there wanted to watch it. It was a festival in Germany. So the schedule got pushed back a little. We got back to our hotel maybe around 10 or 11, something like that.
Lobby call was 2 a.m. I got about an hour and a half sleep. I don't think anybody else did.
I'm too tired. I can't sleep. I'm just laying here like...
Get in a van, drive 2 hours to Berlin.
We are waiting for our flight to go to Helsinki, yes, at 4:30 in the morning right now. Fun.
I've seen the sunrise in just about every airport in Europe, again, and again, and again, and again, and then again.
And then you wait in lines, long lines, and you got to go through customs, immigration, and all that bullshit.
2 hours,
over 2 hours we've been here.
We're always the first in line, but yet we're the last to go through. And we rush to the gate, and we barely make it. And everybody's in disarray, and fists are flying, people are screaming, babies are hungry. It's crazy.
I'm sick of waiting in the airport. I want to get on the plane.
Hopefully we board very soon because we're sick of airports. We want to be out of them.
I feel like I was born in an airport.
Get us out of the airports. Thank you.
Fly to Munich, wait there for like an hour, and then fly to Helsinki. So by that point, we had left the hotel at 2 in the morning, and we were arriving at our next hotel at like 1:30 in the afternoon, the day of the show. In the meantime, all you've had a chance to do is sleep sitting up. And when your neck's a little sore from banging, anyhow, sleeping like this is not, it's not comfortable. I was pretty shot. That's about as shot as I've felt like after a bunch of flights.
I can still feel my backpack on my back. And it's not there. Been on there all fucking day. I can feel the strap here, and then the part of the backpack down to there.
I felt like I was in a plane right before we got here, like the van was bouncing a little bit somewhere, and I thought we were landing on a plane.
As long as there's a good crowd, which there will be, that'll give us the energy we need. This whole crazy trip, it sucks. It was draining, but we're here. We just gotta fight through it.
I don't want anyone out there to think for 1 second that I'm tired or sick or anything, even if that's the case.
I know for a fact we've all been fucking deathly sick on stage and just fucking fought through it.
And most of the time the adrenaline just takes over and does it for you. We were tired coming here, but I felt great once I started playing.
That was one of the most ridiculous sets I've seen you guys play.
It's definitely better than yesterday, for sure.
I loved it, and the crowd was the best so far, like biggest pit.
It was pretty raging from what I've seen, like the dust clouds that rise up. That's usually a good indication of a lot of movement going on.
People in Finland really slammed. There was a huge wall of death at the beginning of Hammer, and then a massive circle for pretty much the whole song.
We got to see Wasp play, Megadeth played, a lot of great bands played.
I looked over by Rob, and there was Dave Mustaine standing over there, and that kind of made me kind of fuck up a part. We won't talk about that. I butchered that.
Did you?
Did make yourself kidding me?
I couldn't tell.
The second riff we went in, I just totally fucking forgot where the fuck it was.
I thought something happened.
If I wrote the fucking song, I'm allowed to rewrite it. Anytime I want.
I thought you broke a string or something.
That's what I made it sound like.
Yeah, I thought you broke.
I just threw up my guitar and went.
I thought you broke a string.
Then I came back in when I knew where I was.
It was on.
Don't let that crap beat you up, though, man. You gotta shake it off. No, you gotta shake it off. I believe you. I go there too, man. It drives me nuts. Man, those kids dug it. I didn't see anybody walk out.
Well, I think it's time for a well-deserved beer.
Yeah.
He couldn't wait. He's been waiting.
Too much metal for one hand there. Too much metal for one
Sorry
hand.
we didn't play Pounded Into Dust.
Well, you know what?
It was supposed to be on the list.
But you played I Will Kill You, so that's all right. It makes up for it.
More
to Slovenia for the Metal Camp Festival. I believe we would probably fly into Ljubljana, a very beautiful city.
Well, it's been a few years, I think, since we've been there. I've never seen it like this, though. This is different. It's epic.
We should make a coffee table book, photos taken from the back of a van on the way to the venue or hotel or airport, because that's when we get to see stuff. It's the only chance we got.
The ride there, it seemed like it was up in the hills and the mountains, and you were just like,
where are we going? You know, I mean, we're just traversing these mountainsides.
I'm just thinking, man, if something happens, if there's werewolves here or there's zombies here, what if you just start to see a bunch of fucking people creeping from the edge of the woods, you know? And all of a sudden they're furry. They got fangs and they start fucking growling at you or what, you know? I mean, what if they just start fucking zombie into... You're fucked.
You see any Bigfoots around here? You know what I'm talking about? Hairy guys, like monsters. Hairy guys.
You tell me no one has ever reported seeing anything like that around here? This is the climate. I'm gonna research this.
It looked like out of a horror movie, you know what I mean? It really did. I love that kind of feel.
And we had an amazing small hotel, looked like a castle.
Miles from anything.
Next to the river with cornfields.
It's a destination hotel for like trout fishermen.
It's like real wide, but it's shallow. It's kind of interesting.
There's us and Nevermore in that hotel.
Seeing members from a band that I used to play with, hanging out with those guys, which was awesome. Totally awesome hanging out with those guys.
Fucking Cannibal Corpse, Nevermore. Never see this shit every day, right?
And we know their crew too, Holger and Arnie. Those guys have worked for us on different occasions before, so it was just a really good hang.
Look at this motherfucker eating his chips.
And I'm hungry, you know? And you play a show in Slovenia with Nevermore, you know?
I just offered him 10 euros for them.
Oh, damn. Oh, man, you know.
What's that what they're called? Riffles?
I guess they are riffles. Riffle chips.
These chips riff.
Ripping.
You eat them and you can write a fucking
You can write
opus.
a whole album. Opus, exactly.
Well, I'm gonna play better after this chip.
Lots of cool bands to play with, 6 Feet Under, Nevermore.
And it's kind of weird that 6 Feet Under, Nevermore, and Cannibal Corpse playing the same festival. I never ever would have thought that would have ever happened. That was just crazy.
That's just fucking. How are you, dude?
Chris I had not seen probably since 2004. We've been in touch just a little bit through email or whatever, but this was the first time I actually got to say hi to him in person, and yeah, like something like 6 years.
Yeah, it was only a momentary thing backstage after they were done playing.
We were going on in about 10 minutes, and then Chris came to the stage, and I know they were leaving to go to the airport, but yeah, we saw him for the brief moment before we went on stage.
It was really good to see those guys.
This guy's not the fucking 6 Feet Under.
The view from the stage was insane. When you went behind the drum riser and looked towards the crowd in the front of house, you could see all the mountains in the back, and on this side it was just wow.
The sun was setting, like as we played, kind of just behind the mountains. It's like wow.
Metal Camp is like the most important festival for this Balkan area.
And that's a lot different than when we played, you know, before, where we played, you know, clubs.
When we started to do the first Cannibal shows in Slovenia, Croatia, and Serbia in about '94, this was complete underground level, you know what I mean? And it took us like years and years that we developed the scene to the level where we are right now.
The first handful of times that we ever played there, it was like this really, really small club. And it reminded me of like the Road Warrior movie, kind of like you go into this like compound sort of structure, and there's people like playing with fire and like doing all this crazy shit, and it was definitely lawless kind of vibe going on.
Before, in 90s, you know, Cannibal was the band who was playing really shitty venues. But the thing was that we didn't have a good venue in Yugoslavia.
When we first went to some of the Eastern countries, the Eastern European countries, we were one of the first bands of the death metal genre that had been over there.
We actually played Czechoslovakia.
When it was still Czechoslovakia, not Czech Republic.
And they dared to come to everywhere, you know, Croatia, Serbia, Slovenia, fucking Albania, you know, you would just call Cannibal Corpse and they would come. Maybe to play only for fucking 100 diehard fans, you know.
Definitely getting into some of these countries was a lot crazier, you know, and you see the change over the years.
It literally took them maybe 1 day or 10 hours, 15 hours from the border.
All other bands would say, hey, fuck it, let's go back, you know, we don't want to suffer at this border anymore. There's like 10 policemen coming to your bus, you know, with
with all the Uzi guns,
yeah.
and you know.
And this is not too easy, you know.
But I'm glad things have changed in the way of going into these countries nowadays. It really isn't that difficult.
We dealt with really shitty venues, shitty PA systems, and media that just wouldn't care, you know, for metal.
And no understanding also maybe from the countryside, you know, or for the politics side and stuff like this. So it was for sure a hard journey.
We've been touring on and off pretty steadily for 19 years, and there's still a few places we haven't been to yet, and we're doing our best to go everywhere that there are fans of death metal and fans of Cannibal Corpse. You know, we want to go everywhere we can.
Cannibal should play every country in the world, every club and every stage.
had a day off to get to Israel. Drove from Slovenia to Italy, flew from Italy to Frankfurt, Frankfurt to Tel Aviv.
The computer problems in Frankfurt caused us big troubles with the luggage. Our last information is there is no luggage loaded for passengers on this flight.
So our Boeing 747 packed with 300 people flew alone with no baggage on the plane whatsoever.
When we go to Europe and pretty much anywhere else in the world besides doing a North American tour where we have our own bus, it's pretty much impossible for us to bring all our gear.
That'd be so expensive to do that, to haul all that shit around.
So we just pretty much travel with the needed things like the guitars, of course.
Some pedals, some cables.
I'd bring my snare drum and pedals and sticks and cymbals and all that kind of a thing.
All of our check-in bags and all of our guitars are not here yet. We're here, but they're not.
No guitars, not even drumsticks or guitar picks, nothing.
People had to go out and buy clothing for the show, had to buy extra toiletries and whatnot to get us through the day.
I had to have a friend bring me a pair of pants so I could wear pants on stage, which was very nice. Thanks, Sven, from Aborted.
Well, everything's in business then.
It started to come together.
Yeah.
With a whole day of stress. Literally.
Yeah. Definitely a lot of anxiety, whether the show is going to be able to get pulled off or not.
We're improvising with borrowed instruments.
Fortunately, somebody's been able to loan me a really killer Spectre bass, which is, you know, I play Spectre and Modulus, so this is something, it's just like playing my own bass, really. It's the same size, so I'm set. I'm really happy. Paul's in a worse situation because he's got a different drum kit. He doesn't have his seat that he's used to.
He's a very mental drummer, so obviously there's a few things that are different, and just try and compensate and overcome those.
Pat, too, he's going to be playing a 7-string instead of a 6 tonight.
I have a 7-string, but I don't really play it that much, and I'm thinking I might be more comfortable with this one.
Pat got to play a Dean Flying V, which was pretty cool.
It has stock pickups in it, which I'm not used to, which I like. I prefer EMGs, of course. The bridge is different. I prefer Floyd Rose's.
Luckily, they got Dean Cadillac, like the ones that I use.
When these volumes are up all the way, there's distortion no matter what you do. That's what I don't know why it's like that exactly. So I'd like them down here, so it's pretty cool.
No?
I'd rather get distortion from the amp than the pickups.
It won't be perfect. Not that it ever is.
It's going to be basically just go up and wing it.
It's going to be a roll of the dice. 2. We got a 2. Give me 2. It's close to 1. As close to 1 as you can get, unless you're 0, which you don't want to be 0. We'll be number 2.
It's amazing that we got all the gear.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be worse. We could have canceled the show.
It's just ridiculous that it has to come to this when we spend all this money for checking in the bags, which was a ridiculous amount of money.
Make the best out of it. Only thing we can do. The kids here in Israel, they deserve it.
A lot of bands would just say fuck it. They would just cancel.
I'm proud of Pete and Roger. Both guys are amazing. They know what to do. They set everything up. They are the heroes of the day.
It wasn't me, it was Lior and Maya. Thumbs up to our hosts here in Tel Aviv.
Should work. Should work.
Look at this, we can't do a show.
Love the backdrop. Who the fuck put that up there?
Well, there wasn't much discussion. I made an executive decision and felt that it would be fitting for the show and kind of the vibe of the day to just improvise a banner for the show. And I think it looks great. I couldn't find a red marker, so I had to do blue. It's not very evil, but what can I do? So, there it is.
It took us long enough, but we finally fucking made it here.
Doing a show without our own equipment, it's definitely stressful because you never know if something's going to go wrong with something that you're using. But the show went off without a hitch and we had a good time.
As Pat O'Brien put it when we asked him after the show how he felt about it, playing on all the rented and borrowed gear, he's like, well, fuck it. He's like, I played worse on my own gear.
Under the circumstance of all the luggage mishaps and all that, it's been amazing. And that's just secondary, when you can pull off a show and the fans were as great as they were, nothing else matters.
The Israeli crowd is sick. It's the sickest crowd, I think, in the world.
Bodies are flying. People could touch my shoe if they wanted to while I'm playing. That's how close they are. People are moving the monitor around because they're holding on to it. Roger had to keep coming up and pushing the monitor and putting it back where it belonged.
They give a lot of feedback to the band. They're always energetic, always giving, always just give 100%.
I was actually, I don't want to say touched, but I guess I just did. To me, it meant a lot because it said that people care about the people in the band as well as the band itself.
How do you?
I mean, how many people could say they had a birthday in Israel, number one, let alone 40's, you know, like a big one. That's it. All right, starting to get there, you know, halfway to fucking the grave.
1, 2, 3, 4. Happy birthday to you. Yom Holedet Sameach. Yom Holedet Klops Grande. Happy birthday, dear Homo. Happy birthday to you.
You're doing a pit. Why, thank you. One shot.
Thank you.
I'm gonna burn.
We'll call the fire department.
That lets you know how much this music means to people, and the people that make the music mean to people. And I hope people understand how much they mean to us, because they do. They mean, you know, we're not here if it's not for them.
We've had a fucking great time here, and I guarantee we will return.
Here we are. It's a little block. This sign's in the way of our advertising. So you gotta go low. There it is.
We played with Horrorcore and Evisceration, both great bands from Israel. Evisceration, their singer, showed us around the next day and took us to Jaffa, which is a neighborhood in Tel Aviv, the old neighborhood.
I never thought I'd ever have any reason ever to go to Israel, ever.
We're really here. You know, we're really in Tel Aviv, walking through Jaffa.
I need to be tourist. I hate tourists.
You guys hungry?
But I'm one of them.
It helps when you got somebody from the local area to show you around. That's very helpful. So we really are grateful to Shahaf.
He showed us all these cool places. It's just incredible to see all these old buildings.
Checking out the architecture. It's not like anything you'd find in America. No way. You know, I mean, it's really quite different.
This is the beginning of the flea market. Okay. This is the really old city.
We went to this flea market, which was a little weird. Half a bottle of mouthwash. Look at this. That's efficient. That's a printer and the computer all in once. That's the computer and that's the printer. Pete, what about working efficient now? Go for computer including printer.
Absolutely.
Just forget about all this crap. No power, just take this one and you'll do good. I don't know what to say, it's just amazing. I'm impressed.
They had us a bunch of weird old stuff in there. I remember checking out this weird light bulb. It's neat. I wish I would have bought that light bulb.
Where we came from, actually, you can go inside it like tunnels with stores in it.
Okay. I just want to jump in that water. It looks awesome. It was so much fun to check things out. I wish we could have done that every day on this tour because we've been to so many interesting places for the first time, like Malta or Turkey. And then also that metal camp. Could have stayed there all week. At least we got some time here.
About an hour before we departed the airport on Sunday to leave Tel Aviv to go to the next show, all of our bags showed up at the hotel.
Hi.
love geography and classes that all the history, geography kind of stuff, which got lumped into social studies. All that stuff I loved when I was a kid. That was my favorite class in school. And I'd always look at the maps, and I wanted to maybe someday go to another continent. And now we've been to like 5 of them. Australia, North America, South America, Europe, Asia. I never thought we'd get to go to all these.
Okay, where's Europe?
We started by my pinky.
In Belgium.
And then we went to Milan in North Italy. We went to Malta, that little speck underneath of Sicily.
Then we flew to Moscow. Then we took the train all the way to St. Petersburg, this way.
Yeah.
Then we flew to Istanbul.
Istanbul, yeah, right there.
Then we flew to Leipzig, which is here, Germany, Joe. Then we flew to
Helsinki, yes.
Which is right there.
And then we flew to Tel Aviv.
No, we didn't fly to Tel Aviv. We did Slovenia in between.
Oh yes, we went to Slovenia.
So this is right here somewhere.
Just above Venice.
Well, let's say here somewhere, because that's still Yugoslavia, but
yeah,
it's not right.
An old map.
And then we flew to Tel Aviv.
Here.
Down there. Somewhere here.
Yeah, right there.
And now we are in Sweden.
Gavle.
Yeah,
here.
Right there.
We came here and played the Getaway Festival, and it's another great festival. This is a pretty new festival. I hadn't heard of it before. I think it might be the first year that they did it.
We just got done finishing the last show and up here in Sweden. Yeah, I think we're all pretty tired and we're pretty beat.
Here we are, leaving Sweden and this Euro run that we just accomplished.
We're going to catch a plane from Stockholm to Frankfurt to Philadelphia to Tampa, and we're going to promptly fall over and go to sleep as soon as we walk through the front doors of our houses.
Actually, when I turn the key to my house, walk in, put my bags down, shit in my own toilet, shower my own shower.
To be able to just sleep in a bed for more than 3 or 4 hours.
Sit on the couch and watch my TV and do nothing for a couple of days. Yes.
Just back to normal, get some sleep, I guess, and just head back to everyday life at home.
What's worth to do all this shitty traveling, going to the airport at 2 in the night and sleeping basically in the plane, sitting upright?
But to know that someone waited their entire life to see the show, it's like, wow, it's quite an honor.
Fucking Bruno. It's the sound of death. It took for them 20 years to come here. I'm glad they finally did, and it's been worth the wait.
I've been fucking studying for 12 hours here to see Cannibal Corpse, my favorite fucking band.
I never saw Cannibal Corpse, but tonight I saw them the first time in my life. I'm happy!
It's quite difficult for bands to come here, but that they did actually come, it's made my year, really.
It's out of this world. I still can't believe it.
It means a lot to me. It's simply awesome. I love it. It's a feeling that can't be described.
These guys got me into extreme metal, so it means so much. It's like seeing the thing that raised you come and visit you. It's more than unreal. It's I can't put words into it. It's just, you know, boom, boom, boom.
Can't wait to see him on the stage. Fuck.
Just can't believe it.
I've been wanting to see them since I was like 15 years old.
I've been a fan of Cannibal Corpse for as long as I can remember metal in my life, so it's been 20 years now.
I've seen Cannibal Corpse 0 times, but I dreamt about it.
It's like a dream come true, you know. Cannibal Corpse is a fucking dream to see here in Israel.
It's really special to be seeing them here in Istanbul for the first time.
I've been waiting my whole life for this.
Yeah. We met a lot of cool people.
Met so much different people and heard so much different stories from them, and all of them were so happy.
I'm one lucky bastard.
You see, I'm still shaking. I'm so Cannibal Corpse.
Look at my hand. This is my hand.
It was the greatest show in my life.
It was awesome in Puska.
It destroyed our minds.
Amazing.
Awesome.
Mind-blowing.
fucking great, man. Fucking great.
It's the best death metal band in the world.
What a fucking show they played, man.
Love you guys.
Well, he's seen us like 43. He's seen us everywhere.
43 times in 20 countries. Holland, Germany, Poland, Serbia, 2 times in Iceland, Denmark, Finland, Norway, Austria, Czechia, Sweden, Malta, and I traveled to all the countries I can.
Thanks for coming, man. You're the diehard. It's amazing to be able to talk to people from all over the world, and we all have this music in common.
Metal fan is a metal fan, whether it's in the United States, whether it's in Israel, or whether it's in Turkey or Russia, it doesn't matter. Metal is metal. It's universal.
I'm sure it's a cliche or something, but you know, music has no borders.
Это музыка, которая выражает, наши чувства, потому что мы росли в таких условиях.
It's music that express our feelings because we grow in such a condition of aggression.
The lyrics are really nice. Full of
Full of philosophy.
Yes. I was totally addicted to translating lyrics, translating texts.
In the internet, you can find not only lyrics, but you can find translate of it. I read the lyrics and I know I say when I sing it.
Mostly used to singers singing in English, so you kind of get used to that accent.
Say they start following the singer while listening to the music, and then they follow by heart, and then they repeat everything at the shows.
However, when we speak, we don't really sound like them. When we sing, at least when I try to sing, we sound something similar.
It's not only about the lyrics; it's about the rhythms and the talent.
If a lot of people don't know this language, English, it's not matter. The music is still a power. This is an international language, is music. There are some words we have that you don't have, and vice versa.
There may be words which can't be translated properly, but I think most of them you can translate into German, and so the Germans, if they can translate it, they know what it's about.
Stripped, раздета, raped, изнасилована, and fucking strangled. Strangland. What is it, strangland? Strangland. Hey people! We have no translation. How we can translate the word strangled?
Отъебанная вроде как.
Strippad, våldtagen och strypt.
Soyulmuş, boğazlanmış ve tecavüz edilmiş.
Ausgezogen, vergewaltigt und stranguliert.
Riisuutua, kuristaa, raiskata.
Sljedećem.
Задавлен.
מופשטת אנוסה וחנוכה.
Well, it's been probably about the most interesting tour or segment of a part of a tour that I've ever done.
They fly me to places I've never been before. I never thought of going there, so I was pretty stoked about it. I can't believe this is all happening right now.
Daddy.
We didn't do it today.
We're in Sweden.
We're in Sweden.
We have cheers in every single country we've been in, several times, or just to walk over and remember, hey, we're here or there.
Cheers to fucking Malta.
To fucking Malta. We're in Moscow, or we're in Tel Aviv, or Turkey, places we've never been. Even if we have been, it doesn't matter. Quite an honor to do it, and in good company.
We all had our moments where we were about to break down and just tee off on somebody, and no one did. Everybody kept their cool,
We've all known each other long enough to where we understand everybody's behavior and habits, so that's why it's worked this long, because we just know how to accept each other, and that's an important thing to keep a band together this long.
It was just everybody really being troopers and being true professionals about everything, and just knowing that we were going to be tired and what we were up against.
Some grueling nights, but you know what? All the shows were pretty incredible.
The things I remember are the crowds. They were awesome. And the bands we got to play with and hang out with. New friends, old friends. It was awesome.
And when you're playing a festival where there's a lot of different types of bands playing, lots of different genres of metal are being represented, you can expect that thousands and thousands of people that would not normally go see you play are going to see you play. And that's a success.
Final tour, have 4 shows left, I think.
My mindset right now is the ability to get back and start working on new material. Go home for a year or whatever, work on some new stuff, and get hungry to go back out and tour again.
Let's put some glasses on that camera.
These glasses, I gotta get a new prescription probably, so to really see well, I have to put my glasses like that. Doesn't that look cool? Do I look really cool like this?
No, you don't want to see how I see. It's all blurry. Or you don't want to see how I can't see when I don't have these on. There's Pat. Is that Pat there? I cannot see. I would love to just smash these and get eye surgery.
You step 10 meters into the airport, you're lost. It's awesome.
Hey, dude, I can't see.
Check it out.
Is the book you read? A stupid book. The Stupid Book.
That's the barf bag. He's using it as a bookmark.
Yeah, why not? I hate that. I hate it. Do I have the fuzz all over my face?
Fuzzois.
Fuzzois. Call me Fuzz. God, I hate that shit. I'd rather have it on my nutsack than my face. Is it worse now?
You got this one spot right there.
Help me.
There it is. Dude, I could almost pull you know what I mean?
I know.
It get lost in your goatee.
There's so many times I remember getting these towels and I don't know. Go take all these pictures hanging out, and then you come back and you're like, what the fuck? No one says anything to you. You're like, God damn, at least tell me I got fuzz all over my face.
I ripped my fucking hand open bad.
No, you didn't. What about? Oh, that's nice. There's something in my boot.
Film it. What's back on his boot?
Some asshole.
Oh, it's one of those fucking...
What is it?
Those flossers right there.
Oh.
A flosser, dude.
That's for fucking babyface.
Dude, you could have jabbed your foot with that.
Unacceptable.
He's fired.
Fired. Throw that shit in Pat's boot, like yesterday.
No shit.
No, here, dude. I threw it in the trash.
And it went in his boot.
It went in the boot.
Trash can.
We fired you, Doc.
A severe docking.
I'm gonna have to get a second job just to have this job.
I wish I had the remote control. Just mute.
It wouldn't work.
Hit the red button. Switch it off.
It wouldn't work on me, kid.
Whoever this is on this phone, you suck shit for not being here.
That's a dead mosquito right there. I just murdered it.
I'm gonna walk up these stairs? Dude, carry me.
Standing in my spittoon. It's my spit spot. Gotta clean them things off later.
What is it? Fucking piece of mushroom on this and cheese pizza.
Mushroom.
What the?
Send this shit back.
Fucking motherfucker.
Now, you see.
Everybody move. Turn the damn thing off. I'm gonna smash that camera.
Hey, get this fucking thing out of here.
Would this DVD be fun if I was just like, yes, I love to be filmed and everything is very good? Or would this DVD be fun if it's like, get that fucking camera out of my face?
camera.
Why are you filming me? Why are you filming me?
I'll check out my photography skills.
Let's see Velcro with the fucking Pete's hat cam.
Is that thing always on?
Edit, chop, don't put that in there.
I hate that you're even filming me already. We haven't even got to the show yet.
I do not care. Film all of it, every bit of it.
This camera's getting invasive when it's following me in the bathroom.
Fuck this camera.
I'm gonna kill that light. I'm gonna just kill it.
I thought that the cops were coming up on us or something.
That fucking light, I hate it. Just take it away. I can see it still.
There could be a killer lurking, coming at me right now, and I can't see a damn thing. I'm looking at a light.
I'll show you how I felt. Now I feel better.